A train wrecked to spin fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your meme coins to tokens.
All right, let's not worry about the intro today. I mean, we got a little sound in there, but let's get right to it, boys, because we had, a little delay. It's a little delay. We get that sometimes. Cats, I see you actually here. Are you good? Give a thumbs up if you want to come up and try. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep my eye on you down there. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Late start today. Some kind of technical issues across the board, but here we are. We ain't missing the thing, you know. All right, we got a lot to get to today. Prediction markets, yes. Taylor Swift new album, markets popped up all around that thing, including from yours truly. Yeah, I'm getting in on that action too. But the markets are cooking, man. And that's not just the prediction markets. We know that's happening, but virtual's starting to have a little bit of a resurgence. Hope it's not just a little one. I hope it's a lot. We're all looking forward to the new version of Genesis, whatever it's going to be called. And this week we had some details about that, which are pretty exciting. We'll get into that today too. We may actually get to some crypto and NFT talk as well. We'll see how the show goes here. But guys, we're streaming live on Abstract. We're on X, and we're on YouTube. Also, the Friday show is the community show. So we got a Spaces going on as well that you guys should definitely get over to and come up and chat, because that's what the show's for. Who's here, by the way? Let me peek. And guys, I appreciate you guys who waited. Appreciate that a ton. I know there's a long delay. Oh, Katz is here. Okay, cool. Hang on, let's get Katz up. There we go. We good?
Sorry, I'm an idiot. I got it figured out. My bad, guys.
Can we hear what it was?
Yeah. I don't even want to tell you. I got it figured out.
Tell me after, dude. I love it. No, like when you do this stuff, it's like sometimes it's the dumbest thing, but there's so many things you got to be mindful of. I get it.
It was a really dumb thing. So I got it figured out. I don't know why on the Spaces side I don't see the ability to join as co-host now, but
it shows me your co-host. So
that's so weird. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. We're good.
All right.
We're
do me a favor. Tag Lurky if you don't mind, and I'm just going to take us through like a little.
I definitely will.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Moonbird's releasing a toe. Yeah, dude. There's so much cool shit happening. By the way, let me do some proper GM since you guys have been so patient. But Choina, good morning, sir. It's been awesome having you back on the morning show, man. Nico's over here on Spaces too. Biggie GMs. Let's see. Chillaction. I can't say, but I get a station. What's up, man? Good to see you. All right, come over to YouTube. Subscribe over here. It's CryptoSlam over on that side, guys. We got some cool guests coming very soon, by the way. Just, again, we've changed the format of the show a little bit, a little more comprehensive, not just AI. And so Andrew, damn, a rare Andrew sighting. Good to see you, man. But you don't want to miss this stuff, guys. We are heading into, the best part of this run coming. And you don't want to miss this stuff. And we are branching those guests out from not just virtuals. We'll get them on too. Of course, we can't miss those. We're going to start getting these guests on from more around crypto and NFTs. And tell you, my number one target right now is Critters Quest. Hot, NFT mint this week. Getting some hype over there. Want to start talking to all those guys. So what post, Hoods? What post got deleted, man? Hang on, let me get it. Let me get the account switched here. I'm sorry, guys. We're juggling a few things. Boom. There you go. Anyway, you guys can follow me, Hudah_idiot. I'm going to pull Cats up in a second. But guys, make sure you're following the Swarm_AI. And most importantly here, and again, you'll hear more about this really soon, but the account is, man, ramping up and getting ready for the big launch here. Follow SlamAI_XYZ. All right, here's the thing. Here's the setup. I want to just tell you what's happening in prediction markets. Hood saying Taylor Swift was, I wish, dude. I wish Taylor was hosting today. Whatever. She got a big album out today, and actually, it's kind of what frames the prediction market talk today. But even before that, okay, we've been talking over the past few weeks about prediction markets longer than that, but really putting a special focus on it because it deserves that. It's just about the hottest. You could argue it's the hottest sector in crypto right now. I'm seeing crypto markets pop up in some really interesting places. All right, so Tim Pool. Right, just showing a tweet of his, not even talking about himself in prediction markets. He's retweeting, I think, a new partner from Kalshi. But dude, I watched Tim Pool here and there, and he does sponsored segments. And I noticed earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, he was sponsored by Crypto.com. So cool, right? I noticed those things. I'm trying to see who they're reaching out to, what audience they're going for. So cool. That was new. But then just a few days later, and I think we're probably talking Monday, Tuesday this week, he does a segment on Kalshi. He's got a Kalshi sponsorship and makes perfect sense, right? Marrying, politics and then content streaming with prediction market. It makes so much sense. So Tim Pool sponsored by Kalshi now, which is just, to me, it's crazy. And it's just a sign of how quickly this is growing. And then more on the crypto native side, Whale.mocha sponsored by Polymarket now, or a partner, right? It's guys, if it feels like it's everywhere, get used to it. It's just the start of how in your face prediction markets are going to be everywhere, baked in everything. Everything you see and look at and touch is probably going to have a market around it.
Can I bring up something about, since we're not jumping into our sponsorship yet? So on Kalshi, so yesterday, I think it was Mufasa in the chat who was trying to tell me that Robinhood was the prediction market king, which I laughed at. So what people don't understand is Robinhood uses Kalshi. Like, that's the back end of Robinhood is Kalshi. Like, that's currently the prediction market king. That's why I was laughing. And I learned a lot about that from Bunchu. And we could talk about that more. There's some serious alpha on because of the functionality of Robinhood and how they use Kalshi that you can take advantage of, that I got to take advantage of because Bunchu taught me how to. Shout out to Bunchu. He's amazing.
Yeah, dude, he's so good.
But yeah, so Robinhood is onboarding normies, but it's via Kalshi.
So Kalshi's king.
Correct.
Kalshi's king. We got another king. We bow to another king here, or kneel, or whatever the fuck. I've been watching too much Game of Thrones lately, but we have another king on this show, which is PredictBase, who's sponsoring the Friday show, which is such a freaking treat. I love prediction markets. For me, a big part I want to spend time on today is talking about prediction market platform tokens. I think they're the most interesting opportunity in all of prediction markets, and that's one of the reasons I'm extra bullish on PredictBase. They're smaller, they're one of those up and comers, and man, you're gonna have a lot of winners in this space, and I'm trying to find ones that are still emerging that maybe a lot of people haven't learned of yet, right? And those are what I want to bet on right now. On top of the markets on the big platforms, great, right? But PredictBase, a lot of you guys are familiar with because, well, they launched on virtuals, right? They're base native, right? It's something that we've had in front of us. I'm excited to see them grow, and man, they're growing. They are growing big time. Let's get into our PredictBase segment here. Talk token, talk platform updates, talk pretty spicy markets that are over there, and it gives me an excuse to play my little intro video for PredictBase.
Set it, forget it, predict it, update it, PredictBase. Conviction is giving a bet all right now.
So dumb. I love it.
It's excellent.
Dude, we called the bottom of the Preddy token last week on the show, right? We were looking at it. It was 2.4 mil. I remember it. We're looking. We're like, come on. Doesn't this feel like one of the most obvious plays you can make right now? Even if we weren't so confident the market was going to do what it did since then, like broader market, it just felt like that token at that price felt like a layup, right? Just like one of those gimmies.
Well, it has like such an established floor. It was pretty obvious. And then I made money off of leverage trading it just to lose it all again overnight. But that's how leverage trading goes.
Many such cases, brother. I told Katz before the show, he told me that, and I'm like, dude, that's the 5th time I've heard I got liquidated in the past like 24 hours. It's like everybody's diving in these perp dexes, and spoiler, virtuals now has leverage trades. You can long and short with leverage on specific tokens. I'm sure at some point most of them, if not all of them, we'll see. But yeah, hearing a lot of that. It's not a bad thing. It's the game. It's no different than losing it all on a meme coin. It is what it is. But it is a lot of fun. We'll say that. But yeah, Preddy, we'll look at the chart here in a minute too. But got up to what I want to say 6.5 mil market cap. I want to say 11, 12 mil FDV. More than a 2x since we called the bottom last week. And again, we'll look at the chart. But I'm smelling another opportunity on that token right now. Honestly, right now. So pretty spicy there. Now, the platform, and something that we also saw last week is so obvious it was coming, which is PredictBase hit all-time highs in basically every category. Every on-chain category you can measure. Active wallets, all-time high. Returning wallets, all-time high. Transactions, interactions across the board. And the thing that surprised me, again, last week we said it, but it was like confirmed when we got to the end of the month. Lost wallets, number of wallets who come to use the platform and then leave. I was assuming because the user base grew that we would also see a high in people not returning, right? It just would make sense. It all comes up together. We didn't though. So the lost wallets actually went down. It was down from the all-time high. I mean, all it means is people came to the platform and stayed on the platform, which is a great sign for those guys. I'm going to pull up the numbers right here, and you can see where we finished. 412 active wallets, 150 returning wallets, new wallets. Do we have a high there? No, 248, 260 was the high. I'm hoping we beat it this month, and we'll see. Lost wallets again, we just talked about, but transactions, you see it all there. Just everything was up and to the right for the month. Couldn't happen to better guys too. And then there's so much coming for the platform. Cass, do we have any updates on, like, I guess releases? The thing we're all waiting on is live odds, which I think takes it to that next level. But have we heard anything about that?
No, I mean, everything's kind of waiting on live odds at this point. That's what's, I mean, almost ready from what I've heard. They're sorting out the liquidity, and man, once it goes live, that's what really sends it. And there's so many reasons why. And if you all don't understand prediction markets, we can get into why. But yeah, it's really fun, and I've got some other stuff to talk about Catalyst when you're ready.
Dude, I would love to hear, because I want to get this stream posted too on the Swarm account. But if you could get into why live odds matter so much, and there's one thing I'm really curious to hear from you, which is if they enable live odds, do you think the existing bets on the platform, wherever I bought in at, are the odds I'm locked in at? Do you think they like carry over? Do you think those are, like, I don't know, legacy bets, and only things going forward do odds?
That's actually a great question. I'll have to ask the team. I didn't even think about that, honestly, how that transition happens. That's a really good question, because I don't know how you would then. I mean, you've got existing liquidity. I don't know. That'd be a great question. We'll have to get clarified. We'll definitely do that this week.
I was looking at the Bitcoin bet, right? The one, will it be over 250K by like December 30th or 31st or whatever? And I just assume, I mean, it just makes sense, as I think there's a good chance it happens. I think that's the bet I'm going to make. It's not like a slam dunk at all. But once those live odds kick in, I would love it if my odds are locked in where they're at now. Doesn't have to be where I bought it, but at least where it's at right now, or when they turn that on. Because I just think, market pumps, the odds are just not going to be as in your favor. So if they lock it in, then would be sweet.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. So let's get into the conversation. So with prediction markets, how they work is live odds, right? And again, PredictBase is still super early. We've been kind of telling you all about this because it's super early. We want people to get in before the massive pump happens. But so with prediction markets, right, I'm going to give you an example of this week for me, right? An actual example. So the way I played this, again, shout out to Billy Betts. Like, I'm using the Billy terminal. Those guys have taught me so much, man. That team is amazing. And Billy is sports betting alpha, if you will, but it's not a prediction market. What they do is they actually are integrating into prediction markets. And I actually brought up on a recent interview with them, and I'm going to make a post about it. Because, from a long time ago, we talked about a sports betting cluster in which, Preddy and Bookie and Billy could all interact, right, in ACP. And so I actually brought this up on their platform, where I'm like, okay, so right now it's what we need in prediction markets is kind of like an aggregation to see where markets are, because you can't really, like, you can go on different prediction markets and search, right? But it'd be great to have like a dashboard, and that's kind of what they're building. So you can go on Billy right now, see what his pick is, and then it'll show you where you can find that bet, right? And it's Kalshi, and they just integrated Polymarket. So I'm like, what I want to say, hey, does this bet exist, Billy? And if not, I want you to go make it for me, right? And you can do that through PredictBase, because you can create your own market, right? Like, if that market doesn't exist, and Bunchu is even Bread, like the dev, were like, oh yeah, that could happen. But they have to work out resolution stuff, because they want to make sure there's no manipulation with user generated markets, which PredictBase has the answer for. So it's great. I'm like, yes, this is the future, right? This is the future. But why prediction markets, why the live odds matter. So this week, in the game 2 of the Reds and Dodgers game, all right, Billy put in a pick for the Reds. Now they were massive underdogs in that game, but he put a pick in with high confidence. So I put into the order book, I put a bid for the Reds. It was going off at 28 cents. All right. And so I put in a bid for 27 cents. This is why live odds matter. You can do the order book matters, right? Like you can see all the odds coming in and you can place bids to where they get filled automatically, right? If it, with all the volume that's coming in and out. So my bid filled 20 minutes before the game. So I got a bet in on actually the Dodgers I think is how I ended up getting it at 27 cents. Now the Reds went up 2-0 in the first inning. All right. So then the odds all shift, right? Because everybody starts putting in money on the Reds. Oh, maybe they'll come back and win. Maybe they'll actually win this game. They're up 2-0. So I had already put in a sell order at 41 cents to hit a 50% profit. With a sell order at 41, it went up to 46%. So it sold. Within 30 minutes, I was at a 50% profit on my bet. And that's all just because of live odds. There's always money coming in and out. The volume's massive on Culture right now. That's where all the volume is for sports betting. But it's because of those live odds. It's always, you can literally get in, get out in minutes, right? You can swing trade like crazy based on what's going on in the event. Now, obviously with sports, that's really easy because there's scores. There's it's always changing. The odds are always changing. It's harder in like the fun, like mention markets and the Taylor Swift stuff. I'm in a Taylor Swift mention market right now for the Tonight Show on Monday night. Like there's all kinds of fun stuff that you can do, but the live odds really matter in sports because everybody uses their emotions. And so if you can get an edge by doing exactly what I just talked about with the order books, right? You can set buys, you can set sells, and then you don't have to worry about emotion. Now, had I just left that and I would have lost that bet because the Reds lost the game. So if I tried to go for a home run and get a 4X out of it, I would have lost the bet and just lost the money. But instead, just using the order book because of live odds, I was able to make a 50% profit really easily. That's the beauty of live odds.
Dude, it's so cool. Like, there's just so many cool ways to play it. Like, when we say it every week, like, you'll find your specialty. You like sports, so you betting on sports is awesome. Plus, you have an edge using something like Billy Bets that helps, like, kind of give you maybe some some options you hadn't thought of, right? And yeah, again, everybody's going to find their own, which I can't wait. Sports is probably not going to be mine, but Billy Bets probably lets me at least compete. I can just copy trade, or take his picks. And I did that a few weeks ago, and if I would have bet what he suggested, actually, no, I did bet what he suggested and I won.
So you can also set up a auto betting strategy on Billy right now, which I've done, and he will auto bet for you based on whatever your parameters are.
Freaking love it, dude. It's gonna get so fun again. I'm telling you, everybody's gonna be doing this stuff. And so again, do sports or bet on Taylor Swift. And that thing is so interesting to me because I always try to find something relatable for my kids. Like, right, kids shouldn't be betting. I know, right? I'm not getting my kids to bet, but I am trying to get them interested in the new economy because they're already doing it, right? They're already doing it in Fortnite and they're already doing it in Roblox. They get this stuff, right? So finding something like Taylor Swift that at least they understand, it's cool. And it gives us something to just kind of like even just have a chat around. So I actually did launch a market today about the Taylor Swift album. I didn't realize it came out today. I should have known, I guess, but I put up a market. Let's see how did I word this? I didn't want to make it too easy, and maybe I should have. I'm trying to still figure out that balance of what gets people to click and actually throw money. What's too easy where nobody's going to see any actual like upside on making the bet versus something where somebody could try to get an edge here. So I put up a poll or a market here. Which song will be the second most streamed song on Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl album? So by October 10th, I think it's obvious, and I'm not a Taylor Swift expert, but I think everybody knows what's going to be the number one stream song. It's her single. So then to me, the market or the bet's going to be around what's the next one? What are people, thinking is going to be the next single, or what's the song that just the fandom like freaking loves? So that's the market I threw up today. I feel like I put a bet, by the way, and I don't see it showing. Maybe an activity. Yeah. Okay. Activity shows. I got eldest daughter. Is that eldest daughter? Yeah. Let's see. I'm curious if it gets any traction. I don't know if it will. It might not. For me, it's just fun in learning this stuff and trying to understand. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to keep experimenting, throw up different markets. We did the chicken wing poll last week and boneless one. So I won a little something there too. It's just fun to get there and play around. But I'll tell you, man, people got some serious strategy on this stuff too. I'll even jump ahead.
Hey, quick question. So, and just because I never go and look, is live data available on that, like for Spotify and Apple Music? Like, can people go and see streaming numbers daily?
I want to say yes. Like I'm just assuming that doesn't mean because like I got it wrong with the Pudgy Penguin game. I thought you could see number of downloads and you can't. So I don't know. I based mine around what I saw on Polymarket. Right. I looked over there and saw what PS. So I assume people were tracking some numbers there too. So I made my bet based around that. But actually, you know what? That's worth a quick search. Hang on. Can I see number of streams on
Yeah, another shout out to Bunchy. Like he talks about, always read the rules. So
Okay. You can see number of streams on Spotify. Your ability to view them depends on if you're a listener or a musician, and which version of the app. For most listeners, stream counts for popular songs are visible on the artist profile in the desktop app. I have a feeling it's there, but I'm not going to say I don't think I'm 100% confident of that.
okay, so we're just gonna say that it's there then, right? And this goes back to why it matters for live odds. Because all week long, if you can go and see the numbers and it's even close on number two, those odds are gonna shift. If like, whatever you said, something daughter was in second place, and then it's Elizabeth Taylor took over, like all the odds are going to be shifting constantly, which all it does is create volume for the platform, create fees, all that stuff. That's the beauty of live odds. Like it's going to change throughout the week based on people watching those numbers. So,
dude, and to me, that's the play. I would okay. I don't have a ton of patience. Maybe I should. And if you have patience, I think prediction markets are one of the easiest ways to grind out wins. But I want that instant gratification. I want things that end quickly, or I want to just trade the odds as they shift, which they will shift all day long. In fact, Cats, I even saw a market that I think has like minute-long bets, and it's almost like a limitless where you're betting on the price of a token, but it's literally by the minute, and it's broken down to like such little intervals too. But I'm like, that's
that's
like
way,
an auto ticket.
that's way too degen too, because you also, so again, we're gonna go back to like the big dogs, right? So like Kalshi, the reason you almost don't want to bet on whatever the current line is because you don't get that line. So if it's 28 cents, what you actually are getting in at is like 29.5 cents after fees. Whereas the order book, if you place a bid, there are no fees on it. Like there's no maker taker fees. So like you actually get it. Like if the current going odds is 28 cents and you did a bid at 27 cents that got filled, you actually get it at 27 cents versus like 29.5 that you would have gotten if you just placed the bet. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So the fees matter. So my point is, if you're on a 1 minute 1 minute interval, like you're gonna get just raked in fees.
By the way, we got our boy Hoods has got a pull up here that I got to put a little bet on. Which cartoon duo reigns supreme? Is it Tom and Jerry or the Coyote and Roadrunner? Wile E. Coyote, that's right. I got Tom and Jerry, dude. I freaking love those guys. So $5 on Tom and Jerry, ends in 43 minutes. The markets or the polls are interesting, guys, right? There's no winner by any like on chain on whatever metrics. It's just which one do you think's going to win the poll? That simple. And I want to see those baked throughout these shows, to be honest. Tom and Jerry are my guys. So we're going that way. By the way, Goon, good to see you, man. Dave, good morning. Tone GMs. Yeah, dude, I love this stuff. PredictBase, by the way. So mentioned before, as of just a few days back, right? You can short tokens on virtual specific ones. You can long them. You can trade with up to 3x leverage. That Predi token saw a big old benefit of that, right? Price up, yes, but also that APY you earn. I think they were the number one token, right? APY wise. I think they were on the top of that, and we'll get to virtuals too, and we'll peek at where they stand today. But yeah, there's just so many ways to play some of these virtuals tokens now, and Predi was one of the main like benefiters of these changes on the site. A lot more changes coming too, but love to see that. Cats, were there any other markets on PredictBase that caught your eye this week, or any markets you threw up?
I haven't put any up this week. I've had a super busy week. Um, but we can
It's
go through if
well,
there's
it's
any
just
others that interest you.
it's just
I
slow there.
actually I like doing the weekly bets, like our whole weekly thing. I don't know, I don't have any ideas yet, but I do like seeing you do a 1 week bet like you did with the Taylor Swift one. That stuff's fun.
It gives you something to just check in on too, right? That and the
Yeah.
patience does pay off there. And here's the maybe the best part of that is like, let's be honest, we're all still learning it. We're all learning it. And it gives us not just one day to try to figure out something. It gives us the week to like come up with our thesis, maybe make a bet, and gives us that whole next 24 hours to then refine it and learn what we did wrong and then adjust the bet. And we've got a whole week at that point then to actually see if we can lock in a smart plan for playing a market. So we'll check in on that one next Friday. Will it close Friday? Let me see.
And
That
so
one, yeah.
I wanna give you some behind the scenes. So, and I told the team and they fixed it, right? But again, we don't have live odds yet. This is still early. This is your time to get your feet wet and learn this stuff. Like I've been learning so much by dealing with like Kalshi specifically, and like I'm telling you, the Billy Bets guys been teaching me so much. I've learned a ton. But you can use that to then arbitrage this because people don't know what they're doing yet. But even so, for this, somebody created like and again, this is just being transparent and how like good this team is with PredictBase. So there was the Reds Dodgers series that I talked about. Now, obviously, I was actively betting on it, and I knew that the series was over. But somebody had created a market on PredictBase for the Reds and Dodgers for the series, not for specifically Game 2. It was who was going to win the series. Well, it's a best of 3 series, and it ended after Game 2. But they had put the end time as the start of Game 3. So there was essentially a 24-hour window where the series had already been decided, but the market was still open. So your boy Katz went and put big bets on the Dodgers. But I also told the team, I'm like, hey, this needs to resolve because now you've got a resolve, like you've got a solution already. It's already done. Like the series is over, but it's still an open market. So they went and canceled it. They did the right thing, which they should have. But it goes to the point that the Billy Dev was asking about bread. So they use AI to resolve markets, but it's a hybrid model that also has manual review. And so in that case, they go back and see like, hey, that bet went in after the series was already done, after the market should have been resolved. So it canceled my bets.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah. It just refunds me. It refunds me my bet and the fee. Like it refunds me completely. It's like I never got to put it in. And when I talk to the team, they're like, "This won't happen when there's live odds. Like this is part of this situation." But that's why they have both an AI resolution. If I would have honestly, like if I would have just left it alone and not told them, the reality is the AI would have resolved the market when it was supposed to resolve, and I would have won all those bets. But that's not how I roll. Like we're trying to build here. This is still early. We're trying to, be legit here. So that manual process exists for those sort of things. But it is important to know. My point is, like, if you do want to play the game, you can scour for arbitrage situations right now because it is still early and live odds aren't there yet.
I mean, dude, okay, so we did this like 2 weeks ago on the whatever project does it finish tier 2, right? And there was a virtuals, TGE, and it did I can't remember how it played out exactly. All I know is it resolved on virtuals and it was still open on PredictBase. So we did the same thing. We played it. But what's cool is like there's other people doing that on all the other markets. So here's a prediction market trader, and he's watching one of these Trump press conferences and betting on the words he's saying or isn't saying. Speech ends, and it's a race. It's a race over to Poly Market and then betting on the things he didn't say. And he's chucking a couple $100 of those things, and you can sneak him in just in time. You can. And look, it's all a game, and it is betting, and you need to take advantage while you can, because those your advantages are going to get less and less as time goes. So I'd say play this stuff and play whatever you can, how you can.
Mention markets are wild, especially like when it comes to, I guess, a bunch of calls it court siding, I guess is the name. But like if you're at the speech and you've got Poly Marketer calls you pulled up,
dude,
and it's going, you've got access to it before the broadcast goes out. I mean, you
Dude,
got
what an
a
edge.
massive edge.
What an
And,
edge.
and that's part of the game right now, honestly. And again, why we're telling you to be early, like get in early, find those edges. Like you can take advantage of the edge right now. Those aren't going to exist forever. All this is going to get, squashed. Like as far as like edges, they're gonna close those loopholes. But right now is the time to like learn them.
Yeah. Well,
Be early.
the Taylor Swift thing is what like really got me thinking. I mean, it was obvious, but really got me thinking about what kind of edge some people really have. So like there's markets up there about, I think it's words that she says in her songs, like in the lyrics of this new album. And some people got that album early, right? Of course, her team's got it, and I'm sure her friends have it. And when those markets go up, man, those people can make a freaking fortune. Again, it's find your edge. And I'm not gonna like no comment if that's good or bad. It's insider trading kind of. I think it technically counts as insider trading if you do have insider info and you're making money on bets. But it's cool when somebody who maybe isn't connected to them gets that leak and then puts it out there and really drives that gamification like into overdrive. So somebody had tweeted out these lyrics, or the words, right? And he said he had the album or the lyrics leaked, and he broke it all down and he gave, maybe what I don't know if he's got on this tweet what percent they were at right now or what. I don't know. But anyway, the info was out there. There was an edge if you found the info early, and it was a layup. It was easier free money to make on prediction markets on these platforms. So just so freaking fun. And just the start of this shit, it's only going to get bigger in scale, like volume wise and users and the amount of like money that's in those markets that you can make from them. It's the stupidest opportunity I've seen in a long time, and about the fairest, right? Mostly
So
fair.
to go on with that, right? Like, so for years in crypto, I've been looking for the mass adoption angle. It's because Top Shot brought me in. That was a big mass adoption moment for crypto in scale comparison, right? And so for years, I've been looking at it. I thought NFT gaming was going to be that thing. It hasn't been. This is it. And I'll tell you why. So everybody that I talk to in the office, my friends, like I'm the only crypto person. And they all just roll their eyes like, okay, whatever. When I have shown people in my office and my real friends actual prediction markets, they're like, oh man, that's cool. I want to do that. And so, for instance, our in real life best friends, we do everything with them. The husband's into sports gambling big time, and wife is the biggest Taylor Swift fan on the face of the planet. Right? And there's a bunch of those, but she's a hardcore Swiftie. And so for them, I showed him my Reds bet, and I pulled up the mention market on the Tonight Show for her, and it's instant conversations with both. And they're like, oh, I want to get in on this, right? I want to have fun. Like, it's fun. It's socialified gaming, like conversation pieces, and watching the odds change and like what people think is the fun of this. Everyone has fun with prediction markets. And they're not taxed like gambling, which is a big deal. Because of the tax laws that went into effect with gambling, this is not considered gambling because it's social peer-to-peer.
Yep.
This
You
is
got me thinking.
this is big.
Like, dude. It also reminds me of Vivi when you're so fucking spot on comparing it to Top Shot, which has got so many more people it appeals to, and then this is like infinitely bigger than that because it's every topic. It's not limited to sports. It is sports and politics and whatever. So like, my fucking goal this week is to see if I can get my wife to bet on one of these, and I mean it. Like maybe as little hand holding as possible, like as far as make the wallet account. I just want to see how easy it would be to get a normie into this thing and find a topic that she's interested in and make that bet. Again, I wish it were okay to say I would like my kids to try it out too, because you can't say that with money shit, or betting, but I'll make a bet for them. I want my family to try it because that's like normie, that's getting that instant feedback from normies and what do they think. But dude, it makes sense. A Swiftie, you show her this. Why wouldn't she bet? Because she's got the edge. She knows every Taylor Swift interview. She knows what she talks about. She knows the words she's going to say. Like that was me back in the day with Pearl Jam. I knew what Eddie Vedder would say if he ever got up and spoke in front of a crowd, not at a concert, but like at a, award ceremony. I know what he would say, right? You just got your people, and you're going to have your edge on, different topics, and there will be markets for every fucking topic. God, it's exciting, dude.
Absolutely.
So, okay, the edges on the markets, yay, you're going to have them all over the place. I'm still going to argue that best opportunities, we'll get to volume here in a second too, but best opportunities to me are the tokens, because that growth is coming. right? The growth is coming. That growth is going to kind of translate to more mind share, attention, hype, but also platform users. Here we go. Robinhood's prediction markets cross 4 billion event contracts all time. So growing, everything's growing here. Prediction markets did 188% more volume than Solana meme coins in the past week, growing. And just to start, dude, it's like the normies, they're kind of here, but they're not all here. Kalshi, I don't know if we mentioned this or we might have kind of said it, but Kalshi.
Put it up on screen if you got it
again. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, dude. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Kalshi, same game parlays. Interesting. Okay. Parlays are kind of fun. That's new, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, they just parlays just went live.
Okay. All right. Well, that's spicy. And then so now I'm connecting some dots because separately I saw some numbers around what Kalshi was doing in since having bets on football here. But check this out. This is like, it's big money and it's actually super disruptive. I'm going to trust that these numbers are accurate, right? But this is, I think, in the past week here. Saturday, 260 million in volume. I think that is. And then Sunday, 275 million. Like, so much money is pouring into Kalshi right now to bet on these football games. I don't know if it's straight up bets or it's the parlays or it's the both.
Yeah, and I'll tell you. So again, if you go and bet, go on Kalshi. You don't even have to bet. You can just go look. I mean, not right now. I'm talking about like on Sunday, like during a game. If you just look at the order book, like let's say let's say there's a 30-cent bet for a team. Like that's what the current going market is. Go look at the order book, specifically on the yes, because that's where massive volume is because it comes in through Robinhood. Go look at the yes order book, and you'll see if it's 30 cents, you'll see that at the 29 mark, you'll see over $1 million in order, like bids just sitting there, like over $1 million. I promise you. Like, I totally believe those numbers, and it doesn't matter the game. Like any of those games, go look at the order book on Sunday. I'm telling you, and you're going to be like, "Oh my!" Yeah. Like this is wild, and this is just getting started. Like people don't even know about this yet. Most people don't know about this yet, and I'm telling, like, it's going to overtake the sports betting industry.
Do that exactly that, and that's actually a great segue to right here. DraftKings, after the news from Kalshi, right? DraftKings fell 8.5%. FanDuel fell 6.5%. It's incredibly disruptive. Crypto native platforms. I talk about stable coins being this thing that brings normies into crypto. It will, right? Just they're going to touch stable coins. It is crypto. Some of them are going to now know they hold crypto and going to come explore, and they're going to come join us. Some of them, like I always say, a small percent. The same thing applies here with prediction markets. They're definitely coming. I hope for our bags. I hope for your bags too. So we'll see. Again,
I want to go back to your point real quick on platform tokens, though. Right, like Limitless is having this massive pre-sale right now.
Look at this. Look at the number. Look at it. It's fucking $128 million have been
committed to million. Yeah, it's crazy. So, but again, platform token stuff. This is why we keep telling you all about PredictBase. Okay, these other platforms have been around for years. All right, now let's talk about why PredictBase though. They already have a mini app on Base app, right? Jesse Pollock bets on PredictBase via the mini app in the Base app. The Base app has 700,000 people waiting to join, like on the wait list when it goes public. So again, it's just one of those areas where, like, okay, are we telling you it's going to take over Kalshi? No, but it has built-in catalysts already with people who are about to onboard, like waiting to onboard, and then they're going to say, "Oh, I've been hearing about these prediction markets. Oh, wow. PredictBase is the one on Base, and I just got through the Base app. Let's go check it out." So when live odds, hopefully live odds are, on and popping whenever whenever the Base app goes live, because then you've got automatic onboarding and all that volume goes, part of the revenue goes back to buy and burn of the token. So getting in on the token early is what we're telling you all. This is why we keep preaching this about being early to this, because there is massive potential for the platform tokens. And right now you can get in on one very early, whereas like, good luck getting, if Kalshi has a token, good luck getting an allocation for that.
Yep. And then what people will do is they'll see the valuation of like what the poly market token, right? And so you can see here right now it's trading what is it in like pre-market whatever at 9 billion FDV. And you got guys who are buying it there because they see so much upside on it. I do too when you see a platform like Hyperliquid at what 30, 40, 50 bill FDVs, maybe it's gotten to 60 almost. And so you understand crypto platforms can get there, right? There's product market fit there with the perps, and there's clearly like we don't even have to say there's product market fit here with prediction markets. It's there. Valuations, I think, will be. I mean, I gotta agree at 9 bill. It'd be hard to not see like massive upside on that. So then you go look back at a token like Predi, and you're like, okay, I get it. Will it be at the level of those the big dogs? Maybe one day, honestly, maybe one day. Let's see how the team does it builds here going forward. I've come to respect those guys as builders already, but in the short term, will there be upside on people betting on a platform that they want to see that kind of growth too? Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes. So I'll bet on a token that's what 4.5 mil market cap right now, like 8 mil FDV, somewhere ballpark. That actually I'll pull it up. That's the opportunity I'm looking for. Again, you'll make money on playing the markets. There's so much more money potentially to be made playing the platform tokens. Let me pull up Predi here real quick. And I just think they got some I think they got some spicy stuff coming. Yeah, there we go. 8.3 mil FDV, 4.1 mil market cap, and I think they got news coming. We'll just say that. I think they got news. I do think live odds are going to happen, and I believe that's going to move the needle here. I'm excited to bet on those dudes. I'm watching for this month, cats. Back to all those platform stats again, the users, interactions, all that stuff. I'm watching to see if they get another all-time high, like 2 months in a row of all-time highs would be awesome. Volume-wise, too, I'm watching for that. They did. I mean, we know last month they crossed 1 million in platform volume. Most of that was September, right? I think I added it up and it was like 960,000 of it was September. Would love to see 2 months in a row of record high volume on the platform too. Just let's get a couple consecutive months of record high growth. And that's my signal to make an even bigger bet on the platform.
Here's the thing. It's going to happen because sports is driving this. Like sports betting is a massive industry. It's driving. It's why Kalshi hit those numbers, right? Well, guess what? October, you also add in now the NBA is going to be starting, right? So like now you've got pro football in full swing, college football in full swing, which is not as big, but like there's tons of betting on it too. You've got the MLB playoffs going on. You've got NBA going to be, starting up. Like the more sports there are, the better. Hockey's coming. Like it's only going to grow and grow and grow.
Going to get more competitive too, but I think these markets it's such a big sector. There's room for all of them. But I'll throw another couple of platforms on your radar just because I think there's just so many plays out there, and I want to see you guys win. Obviously, Polymarket, we're all assuming they got a token. And just a quick heads up, Polymarket at any day now, and we thought it might have been yesterday, maybe it's going to be today, but is launching a US app. And the site will work in the US without needing a VPN, right? You still do need a VPN, right? I think as of right now.
Currently, but yeah, once it goes live, you won't. It's going to be like Kalshi. I mean, you'll have to put in, all the KYC stuff.
Yeah.
And I bet they don't have nearly as many like risque markets and all that stuff.
Yeah, a little
like
water.
they're kind of known for.
All right. We'll keep our eyes out for that. But just to say, whenever that token comes, I think we all know it's coming. It's probably going to be a play for you there, right? Same with Limitless, even with the money they've raised. And I don't know how they work, if they are going to refund some of that money or if it's just, watering down your allocate. I don't know. But I just assume all of these prediction market tokens have got some silly upside. The other one that I got to mention, guys, because I didn't connect these dots here, but you're all probably familiar with Myriad Markets from, the Decrypt, Rug Radio, that whole world. So they got their prediction market. It's abstract based, I think, at this point. I can't keep it straight because they were at one point Arbitrum, and I think it's abstract now.
Yeah, it started abstract, and they do Linea now too.
Yeah. Okay. They, man, if you are an OG from NFTs, well, I don't even call 21 OG, but if you were here in 2021 and you played in like the Rug Radio ecosystem and you got like the Rug Radio NFT and got the Rug token, there's some good speculation out there that Rug token is going to equal Myriad token, which I love because I always just claimed it and it's sitting in my wallet and I've never traded it, sold it, whatever. I probably should have bought more, but I like speculation that your rug token equals that Myriad token. We'll take it. I think that one's gonna be pretty spicy too. They've got a lot of they get a lot of mind share over there, and I think like just so much room to grow. So if you're in that ecosystem already, you may have Myriad tokens coming your way. And then just back to PredictBase and the Predi token opportunity. I smell it. I smell it. Cass, any final thoughts, insights, whatever on prediction markets, PredictBase?
No, I could go on all day, man. So if people have questions, hit us up. Like, ask questions, get familiar with it. If you are on PredictBase, get in the Discord. People are in there answering questions. This is really important time to learn. Like, right now is the learning time. If you haven't learned yet, learn it now. Because like we're saying, next year, next 5 years, like this is going to be everywhere. Right. So learn about it now, be early, and take advantage.
Well said, dude. Follow them, by the way, guys, over at PredictBase over on, is that X? Yeah, it's X. Give them a follow over there, and thank you to those guys for sponsoring the Friday show. Tell you what, I shouldn't say it. Well, whatever. If they weren't sponsoring it, I'd be covering it the same way. I would, because we were doing it before they sponsored. I just love that sector, and I grew to love their platform already just because of the virtuals connection. So I'd be doing it for free. Don't tell them though. All right, let's go on to virtuals, which it's not the craziest week on that. Actually, it's been kind of a boring few weeks, safe to say. But big changes coming. We talked about it a bit this week here, including a couple launches. We had the Wave token launch this week. Did okay. I'm curious to check in on it today. See if you're up or down from your buy-in. We had Tycoon last week. It's really starting to slow down, but that's because the new launch pad's coming here. So yeah, we talked about what's being put out there, like leaks of what that launch pad's going to look like. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, Cats. But also you guys listening, again, we're on Spaces. You can come up and chat. Would love to hear people's thoughts on this. But the leaks about the new platform, it's, teams launch token, they unlock funds at certain market cap milestones, which I like that. But the most interesting thing to me was you get these like put options where if you as an investor, you get into that pre-sale, you can basically get a refund whenever you want, right? Get your money back, return your tokens in a way. They basically burn them. Like, does this new system interest you at all, Cass? Do you think this moves the needle for them?
So of course I'm interested, but what I've learned is that I'm going to wait and hold my judgment until we actually see what it looks like and get the full details. There's no point in speculating to me personally, because I don't know. I mean, why is it I can't participate in it yet? So I'm going to participate in it regardless, because that's what I do. I like experimenting. I like testing things. I like trying things out. Personally, I've been saving my points because I think that any of the V2s I was going to lose money on. That's why I didn't go in on Wave. It's already down. And so I'm just like, I'm not going to waste money and lose points if they're saying points are going to be, potentially worth something for this, new relaunch or whatever. So I've been saving my points, and, I'm going to play around with it. Let's see what happens. I hope it's fantastic. I hope it, revitalizes virtuals. I honestly do think that it's going to bring value back to the virtuals token. So actually, I've been trying to accumulate more virtual right now, more than anything. But that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That feels like the smartest play, like the most obvious one. That whatever the rewards look like, whatever the incentives are driven through the virtuals token. Now, like they did say, and this leaked from somebody, I'm trying to remember who she was or what's her relation to the team, but made it sound like you trading agent tokens is what's going to get you airdrops going forward. And I can't figure out what that looks like or how or why. I don't know. I would assume just virtual staking gets you some kind of percent if they're still doing that, but they are zapping points. Points are going bye-bye. Jail's going bye-bye, right? You sell agent tokens, you don't go to jail anymore, which is great. They needed to incentivize people trading these things, get them more liquid, right? Get more volume on these things. So I love those changes. And it comes back to, what matters is get quality teams. Can you get great teams launching here, and those teams bring that hype and that action? And I'm not convinced, but also I was like super negative on it this week. I don't feel super negative about it. I just I need to see those guys execute in a way we haven't seen in months, 6 months, even like since ACP went live, I haven't seen the magic, and I hope this brings it back. So we'll see when Virtual's Genesis will go up. Never. Genesis never. I mean, Genesis going by.
Yeah, Genesis is dead. I don't even know what they're going to call the new platform. We'll see.
But agent tokens, so we're just being a smart ass about that. Like agent tokens, if the team's got a product that makes sense, that works, that they're pushing and getting that mind share, I still think a lot of these tokens got a ton of room to do the Aristotle thing. I saw Nick shouting out, he wasn't dropping tickers, but he said, guys, there's other tokens out there that remind me very much of that. Some good quality tokens that are sitting at like 300K, 500K, they're sub 1 mil.
Did you see Sunny just like skyrocket? Go to the Sunny token. And their unlock is today. So I'm like, what happened?
What the fuck is that? Dude, that doesn't look real. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, I still have a bag, so I'm happy about it. That was actually when I went all in on the Genesis launch.
On Spaces, if you could see the screen. By the way, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with people like having like algorithmic trading, whatever. I'm fine with that. But this chart is not real. There's no that's just they got a market maker or something. It's fine. But
I don't know. Market makers usually don't go straight up.
Yeah, it's not doing much selling, but like it doesn't look organic at all. But
that's why I was like, I don't know what happened there. But
yeah,
cool.
Or somebody's turned on like some automated trading bots or something. But something's there. It's just not an organic chart. That's for sure. Good shout out there, dude. By the way, okay, random as hell. I was saying it when you were getting Mike stuff sorted. Did you see who Nick had on his stream last night?
I did not.
Oh my God, cats! It's one of the coolest, fucking weirdest things I could have. I would never have guessed it. Never have guessed it. Does the name Ashton Forbes mean anything?
I don't know. Is this one of your conspiracy things?
You remember when I used to do the Orbi thing on the? Yeah. It's that guy. It's that guy, dude. What the fuck? Yeah. Nick DMs me yesterday and he sends me a link to it. And I think we had talked about Ashton Forbes before. Let me pull it up here. We had talked about him before. I wasn't sure if he was into that, and I think he was, or I can't remember if he was maybe just not super familiar. But anyway, he sends me the like a link to the space. I'm like, get the guy. I thought he was trolling me. But no, he had Ashton Forbes on stream. They talked about the MH370 missing plane and the orbs and wormholes and nuclear energy and shit. What? Oh, it's awesome. I was really excited to see that. I told him to put in a good word for me because I want to get him on the stream too.
I was about to say, you should have just joined. He should have brought you on. That's your wheelhouse, bro.
Yeah, it would have been sweet. But no, knowing he'll go on streams, I'm definitely gonna, dude. I know that shit. Like I've been paying attention to that since that guy was like pretty damn small. So I'm gonna
get him on your weekend stream. That's the perfect time for it. Put that on Pump Fun and watch the Hudah token explode.
Yeah, dude, that just boggles. That doesn't make sense. My brain can't like process that shit. That's weird. Not that Ashton's like the biggest dude out there, but he's getting pretty big, dude. He was on the Candace Owens show, and I think he's been on Tucker, and he's been on Tim Pool and shit. Like he's getting pretty big. But it was more that Nick does crypto shit, and I know he loves conspiracy theory stuff and UAPs. I know he loves that. So like just seeing it though, it just didn't register, but fucking amazing. GG's Nick. Nick coming on the show at some point too, by the way. Not today, but Nick will be on. What else is going on in virtuals that we're excited for? Again, we're waiting for the new updates. So it's slow. It's like the calm before the storm. And I really do hope that storm is coming. I think it is for a period of time. We'll get some action. I have no doubt we'll get some action and get some wins again. Here's my biggest worry, cats. Is that next win, actually 2 points here. Is that next winning period what everybody's already planning for their exit? And the other thing too is points are going bye-bye, jail's going bye-bye. I assume right now people are thinking like I am, do I go and stake all my agent tokens? Do I just go and sell now and I'm in jail for the next, 10 days? Or do I wait till they like give you the free pass? But like I just believe everybody's planning their exit from most of their agent tokens. I'm doing that, except for the ones that I like love. I'm just thinking why not just like reset? Probably a lot of people are in the same place, right?
I mean, I already unstaked. Like, so my opinion on the staking stuff, because I saw Hoods asked about, should we, legacy stake or whatever. I for a long time, like staking wasn't really getting many points anyway. And so I went through my whole portfolio and I'm like, okay, is there a reason that I want to stake this? Because if the project offers something other than, virtual site staking benefits of points or whatever, then I'll leave it staked, right? Or caveat to that, if I have long-term conviction, and they do like an harvest campaign, like Preddy. Like I left I staked all my Preddy. Now I bought more, and then I'm using it for earn. But like the big bag of Preddy I had, I staked it all because I'm like I'm not selling it anyway. And then I got the multiplier on the harvest campaign. So with stuff like that happens, I'll leave it staked. Or like the whack stuff, I left. They incentivize for their staking program. There's a pool for virtual site stakers, and then there's a pool for native staking. But again, you're getting 8% of their supply. So if there's incentive from the team to stake, then I will still stake. Otherwise, I've unstaked everything else. If it was just like, oh yeah, you get virtual points, well, whoopity do. So, but yeah, I think the team has to have a reason to stake. You want to talk about? I know everybody's probably tired of me talking about sports betting, but this is something that is huge in the real world. Have you looked at Bookie lately? And I honestly, I don't even know what the token price is. I'm not trying to pump my bags, but I probed them pretty hard yesterday on the timeline, and they were actually answering questions because in their white paper they don't talk about buybacks and burns. They are going to be doing that though. They have a staking mechanism, okay, that is a betting assistant. And so they put out a big thing about Butler, like they're integrating in Butler and doing the stateless UI. It's actually pretty cool. And I told in my replies, I'm like, okay, if the betting assistant actually has a high hit rate, then that'll be worth it. We'll see. Yet to be determined. And so, because again, for me, like Billy has all of his data available. Like you can see how good he's doing, and they have real skin in the game because Billy has his own wallet that he bets with, right? But like if if their betting assistant actually does well, because for me, I'm like, they can integrate with Billy, get that data, and so Billy's not a sports book. That's the whole thing. That's why they're integrating all the prediction markets where you can do everything through their dashboard. They can do that with the AI sports book too. I've already asked that question too. Like they can integrate all that stuff. But as far as the sports betting world, Bookie does have actual staking functionality, and they're going to be doing buybacks and burns. It's another potential opportunity. Like I might have bought more. Just saying. But anyway, long story short, staking it's on the project to make people stake. It's not on virtuals.
Dude,
unstake everything else.
That's it. I'm probably this weekend going to go through and it's going to take forever, but all of it. Bye-bye. Not going to sell it, but unstake, get ready for whatever. Dude, I'm sure you saw this Arbus X Solana X Pump.fun. I wasn't sure what that meant until I saw, Will and Goon's reply. Will's reply. We did warn you all. Is their show moving to Pump Fun?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Look at the person that commented below there.
Darren, I know he's over there.
He has, his whole token is a Pump Fun token. Nick has a Pump Fun token. A lot of the big creators have Pump Fun tokens. Now don't you think they're going to launch on Arbus?
Well,
just saying.
What is Arbus going to do with that though?
No, a Chirps campaign.
A Chirps campaign. Oh, around content creators. Got it. Oh, that's
okay. Now you're connecting the dots.
All right. That's cool. I need to hit them up then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could have a Hudah Chirps campaign.
That would be sweet, dude. Yeah, why not? I would do it. I want to give Will and Goon some love. They're coming up to episode 50 here. We've done a marathon show before, and I know they saw it. I wish they would come on, and they've said yes. I just have not, I guess, booked them on. But these guys are doing a marathon show, and I can't freaking wait. Going to get 20 plus projects on here from across virtual, so it's going to be freaking awesome. Yeah, man, you're going to want to tune into that. I'm sure there's going to be some alpha there, but at least the vibes, at the very least, are going to be very, very high. Those guys are great. When is that? Thursday, November 6th. That's a little while off, a little over a month off. Dude, it's so weird. I always thought they would ramp up to like 5 days a week at least, and they still, I think it's just 2, which is awesome. I thought they would be like a daily show. I'm surprised. And I'm only thinking that because I had randomly just counted up the shows that I've done over here, right? and I was shocked by the number. But then I thought we'd be neck and neck show number wise. I think I'm at this point 160. So 50 doesn't. It's a lot of work. Don't get me. I'm not saying that's not a lot. It's a fuck ton. It's a ton of work to do what they do. But I thought they would be 3-4 times that by now. I just thought they'd ramp up to 5 days a week. I wonder if they're going to. I wonder if that's a plan of theirs. I don't know. That's for behind the scenes and chat with them and whatever. I'm rooting for those guys hard.
Yeah, I don't know that they're planning on going any more shows. It's also weird to me it's weekly when it's bi-weekly, but
that's true. I've done shit like that too, where I just actually was chatting with I got another like new kind of stream that's coming, a weekly thing. And I was just telling the guys, we were like thinking through names. I'm like, name doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Cause then even something like that, where it's mismatched, it just becomes like a funny talking point then. So, but yeah, it's called the weekly show and it's twice a week. It is pretty fucking funny. When will AI coins go up? Dude, now that I believe is coming. That I really do believe that's coming. I do think the whole AI market's going to pump a bit. I'm a little less sure that it's going to be as big as I used to think, right? Like I used to think astronomical. I think it'll be big, but especially over time and with it all kind of getting watered down, I still think altogether it's going to be pretty damn big. But yeah, we'll get a little pump out of this again. I want to peek at cookie.fun, by the way. I just realized we haven't really peeked at the market, but we'll quick peek at cookie.fun. A couple other headlines from actually outside of AI. Got some crypto headlines here. Actually, let's just put one up because it's fun. But there we go. Standard Chartered saying Bitcoin could reach 135K by next week. I like that prediction. It's just, I like to see anybody who's very bullish in the short term here. October. I mean, man, we had this nice rebound out of nowhere this week. Out of nowhere. I don't know. I thought people were, I don't know. There's just so many bears on the timeline, dude. And how quick they change too when the market bounces. Nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. But like, believe me, they do not. I'm not saying I do either. But the people who are telling you this run is over and we're heading back down to 90 or whatever, people don't know what they're talking about. They don't. They're farming engagement and GGs, but don't listen to anybody. Like, trust your gut. All right, here we go. AI agent market cap 17.22 bill, which I'm pretty sure is not right. Because hang on, did they zap? No, there's no way they zapped it. Yeah, again, Cats, have you? You've heard me talk about it. Have you? Does that make any sense to you? I just want to know that I'm not alone with it.
Yeah, no sense. I don't understand. I mean, Tether's a stable coin.
Yeah, I'm questioning
even on Arbitrum.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the cookie team is doing if they're like leaving that up. You know what I mean? Like if we have something that comes across that's on chain on CryptoSlam and it's like the numbers just don't fit, they don't look right. We're on it. We zap it. We categorize it. We something. I can't understand why that's been up as long as it has been because it's throwing all the numbers off. So what gives cookie team? I don't get it. Anyway, I minus that. So we're basically at a 10 bill. We're over 10, which is nice. That's the level I was looking for. Over 10 bill. We're at like 10.2 bill. Not bad. Fart coin. That leading indicator still watching. I don't want to go over these one by one. You can see here. Tibber's cooking though, dude. Great to see that. Let me just peek if we got any surprises here. Nope. And Mindshare, probably no surprises there either. Believe it or not, though, dude, this kind of feels like the calm before the storm still, doesn't it? Like the crazy shit feels like it's coming still. So I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing engagement starting to ramp back up a little bit. Saw one of our old friends in Idiots Discord last night. That was exciting to see.
Oh, who was it?
Miracle showed back up, man.
Oh shit, dude, nice.
Yeah, you got to get in there and say hi. But yeah, so engagement on the timeline's coming back up. Like we're starting to see more engagement. That's a good sign. And I'm a full believer in October. So we're just getting started.
Okay, so I do want to look at some NFT floor prices. Cats, I know we're like I don't know. We don't have a defined end time for this stream, by the way. So any point you got a boogie, you just tell me.
No, I'm good today.
Okay. And I don't think we go so much longer, but anyway, I do want to get to like NFT prices, talk a little NFT strategy tokens because they're interesting. But Cats, we keep talking about the art cycle, and I believe in it. I believe that the NFT cycle is going to be sweet, dude. But I think it's I think the best part of it, the most memorable part, is going to be art. So Art Blocks is closing out their, I don't remember what they're calling it, but their first, they're on to a new chapter, whatever it is. They have a term for what they're, what this latest or last batch of mints is called. I just forget what it's called. But anyway, Larva Labs.
Jared for that.
Yeah, dude. And I have a feeling they're all getting ready for Marfa now.
No.
There was a name though. Anyway, they were getting up to 500 projects minted on site and then closing that chapter, and then it's on to whatever's the next thing for Art Blocks. But the very last mint on Art Blocks Curated, I think that's just all what it is. It's Larva Labs. There's a new Larva Labs generative art collection. They were the first, I think, with autoglyphs, and now going to be the last with is it Quine or Quinny? But wait, I don't know what the fuck. I'm so stupid. But anyway, holy shit, dude. If you can play this thing, you absolutely should. I have a feeling none of us will be able to afford it. It was the curated. Okay. Appreciate that. Choina knows. Choina knows. Choina's Cabal. He won't tell you he's Cabal, but Choina's Cabal. This is almost a 500 edition collection. They're all 1/1s. They're all, generated out of this algorithm. It's auctions all starting at a quarter ETH. And look, you're going to get your bid in. I don't think any of us are winning these bids. I don't.
Good luck.
What do you think they go for? Choina, hit us with your prediction for what these actually go for. And I don't know if they're each individual piece auctioned or if it's just like there's an auction for like the mint price across the board. I just don't know the details. But what do you picture these mint out at, Choina, at the cheapest? And Katz, I'd love to hear your prediction too. But again, Larva Labs, the creator of autoglyphs, which go for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the most iconic CryptoPunks. That's these guys. So what is their newest generative art?
More ETH than I have ever owned.
All right. So Choina's saying bid starting at a quarter. He's saying 5+. Totally right. Now, what's going to be super interesting here, because I'm there, I think 5 makes perfect sense. If that's where they go, pretty good. It's what, $20,000 or so, maybe a little like 22,000, 23, 24, somewhere. It's expensive. This is where I start to test. I love these kind of mints. Testing traders, testing the market, getting the temperature. What are traders willing to spend? How much like speculative value are people pumping in this shit right now? Right? It's different in a bear market. You have different prices. People are a little more realistic. Right now, you get so much more spendy when you think you got more money coming because you think trades are just going to keep flowing. And do we see it mint out at 10 ETH? Do we see something ridiculous like that it's like all of a sudden, all right, game on. Maybe it's mint season. Maybe it's, art season again.
Dude, didn't I hear you say, sorry, I was just listening while I was working the other day, but wasn't somebody paying $70,000 for hypers?
Yeah. Dude,
I mean,
no. Like, I want to say like 500,000.
Oh,
dude, the floor was 70,000, but yes,
the floor was 70,000. So, like, if those type of NFTs are trading, like, art's a whole different level, and it's a different level of honestly just a mature collector. And for Larva Labs to be doing the final art blocks, like, there's just going to be like it's going to be prestigious, And so I wouldn't be shocked if this goes ridiculously high.
They're beautiful too, and I want to get in there and generate some. You can usually go in there and click generate, and you can just see what outputs it's capable of doing, which is great. Choina saying last drop Meebits went for 2.5 ETH, so you can imagine they did an art collection with Proof. I can't remember what that was called, like Prototype maybe, something like that. So they had an art collection with Proof. I feel like they had another separate 1/1 that was auctioned somewhere too. And then they had the I Love LA collection, this little 300 or so edition, open edition kind of mint, which are sweet. I think those are a sweet deal. But
on Choina's point, though, I mean, what was the supply of Meebits?
Is it 20K or 10K?
Right. I mean, it's a big collection, and this is like not even 500. Come on. Gravity's going to right click and save.
Okay, out of here, Gravity. Stop it, dude.
Yeah. 20K, right?
Stop it, dude.
So 20K collection versus a 500.
Yeah, no, you don't right click and save a Larva Labs piece art. No, do it. Oh, dude, random. I wish I could show you. I finally hung up my Zancan. I've got this beautiful Zancan plotted, piece of physical art. I love Zancans, like my favorite, one of my favorite, if not like favorite, whatever. Collect the shit out of him on Tezos and on ETH and all this stuff. Got a print. It's framed. My wife framed it for me for Father's Day years ago, and I just would sit it on like a stand I have on a desk next to me. We finally hung it up, and now my house is starting to look like a grown-up house. Took down Punk's comic #1 off the wall. Fuck those guys. starting to class it up a little bit. Anyway, it looks so good on the wall, dude. I want to start getting some of this awesome art printed out and on the walls. So
Yeah,
good.
going from Punk's comic to Zancan is a much different vibe in the house.
That thing is embarrassing. I should put that somewhere else. Like, it still should be hung up somewhere as a reminder, like a take profits reminder. And I did take profits on Punk's comics, did great in that ecosystem, but just how far things can fall from, God, Punk's comic number 1 got to, I want to say, I might be off here, but 10, 15, maybe 20 ETH, all the way down to you probably can't even give them away now. It's a great reminder of what this space can be. Now, that is not what this is. You're looking at I think, a grail of a grail is what this is. Again, the final curated mint on art blocks from the prestigious Larva Labs. It just doesn't get better than that. So, special collection. Look, if you can afford it, if you even want to throw your, hat in the ring and give it a shot, I recommend you do. Quarter ETH is where the bids start at. How high they go, I can't wait to see. And actually, October 9th is what? October 9th is next Thursday. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to try to stream this live. I like streaming live during events, so I'm probably going to try to stream that mint live, and we'll watch the auctions come in and see what it goes for. But yeah, that's going to be a special mint. So anyway, art season's coming. We got a Beeple auction coming next week, expected to fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars at a prestigious auction house. We'll get in the millions maybe, but dude, art season's loading. It is loading. And then let's peek at some NFT floor prices, because the NFT strategy tokens have got this stuff heating up, really heating up. Node monks have a strategy token coming. Pump these things, at least a 2x. Got to 0.065 or 69 yesterday. We're talking like 7-8 grand. Based Angels announced a strategy token as well. Not an official token works strategy token, but their own. And so these guys are up almost 2x right now as well. But everything in Ordinals basically is up, especially I think if you flip to the 7-day and you see it there. Yeah, everything's up. A lot of green. The strategy token's legit. I'm still scared, cats.
I was gonna say we got to talk about, because honestly, I was like feeling so much FOMO in the strategy tokens because I missed it, and like seeing the Burb token today, I'm like, you know what, I'm glad I'm waiting, and Hudah was right.
I'm not sure I'm probably right, but there's something there, right? So let me pull.
And no, the strategy tokens are super legit, and I love the concept. But there's also risk involved because of what exactly you were talking about. People are finding workarounds, and that's what people do in this space, right? Somebody comes up with a great concept, somebody finds a loophole. Like that's how this all works. But yeah, I mean, most of those like Pudgy, Ape, Burb were all over 10 mil yesterday. I mean, Burb's down to 7.59. It's down almost 50%.
Yep. For what it's worth, too, I saw that happen with Punk Strategy multiple times, and I'm like, okay, I was right for not getting in. And the next day it pumps to all-time high, and it happened over and over and over and over. And so now I see the pullback. I'm like, oh, fuck, I think it's an opportunity.
Yeah, the thesis is I still love it. And if they can fix it in ones moving forward, like for me, I'm still waiting for Max Payne, because that one makes so much sense when art season hits. Because here's like the thing is, those are going to be selling despite that. And so then, as they buy Max Paynes and list them 1.2% higher, like those are going to get bought up, because that's going to happen, especially when full on art season comes. And so that one makes a lot of sense to me and is worth a gamble.
Dude, good vibes at 0.65 now. These were 0.2 like 2-ish weeks ago.
That strategy coming, yep.
They got that coming. Max Payne's 0.92. These were 0.5 not long ago. Checks are probably a 2x in the past week. Everything's pumping. For anybody who doesn't know, I think most of you guys know. If you don't know, it's a basically picture. It's a meme coin. When the meme coin's traded, fees go to a treasury. When they raise enough money, they go and buy the NFT of that token, right? That NFT is listed a little higher than the floor. When it sells, and I should say if, but with the market doing what it's about to do, when it sells, that money's put right back into the token. Buy it, burn token, price goes up, rinse and repeat over and over and over. You need volume for it to work. But I don't see why we don't have volume throughout this market. And even in the bear market, even as people dump and lock in profits or, save their ass, protect whatever they've got, that volume means they still go buy more NFTs and list them. And it really relies on the NFT selling in a way. Because if the NFTs don't sell, that's when it comes to a screeching halt. There's no more money to buy and burn tokens. So as long as the NFTs keep moving, great. That's the point of failure. The other part too, like Katz was saying, people can, I guess, this is where I'm not totally clear, at least on the Punks token, because that was the first one, Punk Strategy. You could actually go make a pair elsewhere, and you could bypass the fees that would go to that treasury to buy more punks. And that's what I was saying would break this thing too. If they weren't raising money because people just traded it elsewhere and didn't get hit with this big old tax, then it stops working. Well, it's happening on the punk one. This guy, I don't know if his numbers are totally right, but saying 70% of that Punk Strategy volume is elsewhere, not in the main pair. The newer strategy tokens, I think the contract was made in a way that it's like you can only trade it here. It's not tradable elsewhere. I didn't know that was. I was gonna say I didn't know it's possible, but it makes sense too. I just don't know enough. But that still to me is the risk that these get big enough where people set up these pools elsewhere. It kills the cycle. So we'll see. But the loop makes sense. It's super fun. It's super degen. That's kind of all people care about, in this this kind of market here where it's just the speculative hype, crazy fucking euphoria. So I think you got some interesting plays there. Hang on. Gravity only Punk Strategies, other pools. The rest haven't been workarounded. Yeah. So they maybe fix that at the contract level. And if they can really control that, then I gotta say, if you get the right ones launching, I'm all in on those. If you can really protect it where you can't trade them elsewhere, then that's it. That's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else happening in NFTs, crypto, whatever. But it's waiting for Pain Strategy. That's the X copy one. It's waiting for the Good Vibes. It's waiting for Milady, Goblin Town. And honestly, I think an infinite number of these still coming. I imagine we'll see an Azuki one. Even though they got their Azuki token, right? I think we'll see a strategy token. I think we'll see a Doodle strategy token. We'll see. Oh, we did get news yesterday that the Moonbirds token is officially coming out, and it's going to be on Solana. We don't have a date yet. It's just soonish. But coming to Solana, which is interesting. Gravity. Critters, now shitters. I don't know. I thought, he's talking Critters Quest, right? I know they struggled with that mint, but I like how they capped it. I like how they ended that thing. I bought a box. I want that team on, but I really do want to get them on in chat. But no, Critters Quest, I think I'm a fan of. No, I don't think. I know I am. I'm a fan of Critters Quest. Cats, anything else got your attention? And anybody else who's watching, anything that's on your guys' radar you want to hear us get into? Also, again, everybody's welcome to come up and chat. We'll probably wrap in just a few minutes. Let's peek at the market in the meantime.
So one of the things that I've been into and I blame you from, I don't know, it feels like a year ago.
Hell yeah.
But so Kindred AI they have a Cato campaign going on right now that's been going well. I mean, it's been getting a lot of mind share, but they just announced a Say partnership, and I asked, and Ken is going to launch on Say, which I don't understand. Because, and again, I was a big Say fan, shout out to Big E and Q. I was deep in that ecosystem for a while, but the volume's just not there. And it's still not there on coin trading. And I'm like, why, when you're looking for actual, centralized exchange listings and all this stuff, would you launch on a chain that has the 17th highest TVL? So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then they're bragging on the timeline about the Clara NFT, which is on Abstract, which I have staked, and most people have staked because there's only 1,000 of them. There's only 26 listed or 16 listed, something like that, because everybody has them staked for the Ken token. That's part of it. And then I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me, a lot of it. So I didn't know if you've paid attention to any of it, or just sent me down that rabbit hole and left me there. But
I ditched you.
I figured. But there's some. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm guessing Say he's paying them to come over there. I don't know, because they have all these massive IP deals, which feels like it matters coming into this year, where we're probably going to see a lot more, a lot more corporate interest in crypto and all that. But just, I don't know, maybe nobody else even paying attention to Kindred AI anymore. I still farm it every day. So it's one of those things where I play the game and do all the silliness. But yeah, that's one of the things that's still on my radar.
Yeah. There's still something interesting about Kindred. I like the team for sure. Nice guys, right? And they're very capable builders. They've done it before. The Say thing is really weird to me. Like you said, I'm just assuming they're getting paid to do that, because why else would you launch there? You wouldn't just go and pick Say. if there were not some kind of incentive. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Well, what's wild is like the tech side, like the dev was in the chat, like talking about, oh, like say, like on the EVM capabilities and like talking about the tech side and how fast it is. I'm like, okay, great for you, but you have to think about like trading volume. Like you need this token to trade. Like that's your marketing, honestly. Like, and that's how, token needs to do well. And if you put it on a platform like Base is going to have much higher TVL. Base is fast. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I think that's a swing and a miss, but to be determined. We'll see when TV happens.
No, I'm with you. It doesn't make much sense. Also, why not just keep it on abstract? Right. I don't know. I don't, it's like a question. And also I don't care. And I'm rooting for them and all that. I like the IP thing, by the way, but also part of the reason I didn't stay in that was just knowing, well, they had all that IP before with their old, the old platform, whatever that was. And I never totally wrapped my head around it. I think it was like more gaming kind of stuff, but it was definitely an NFT than crypto kind of thing. But they had all that IP back then. And I'm like, if they didn't make it work then, I'm not sure that just adding AI
Scroll
and
back up.
remapping it makes it work now. But
Scroll back up. Clara was on that top line.
oh, up here?
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, NFTs holding a decent floor. Most are staked, right?
But again, okay, so there's 1,000 supply, 26 listed. Like if you actually look at volume, like some people have bought some, but it's not like there's crazy volume on it. A day ago, I mean, what I'm saying? Like, and people that are buying that are buying into the hype and the Cato campaign and not understanding the reason that there's only 26 listed is because literally everybody staked it to get the rewards and they're going to extract out of that. But
well, we'll see how it goes. I hope you do well on it. I imagine.
Not trying to flood my bags, but it's just like there's some questionable stuff that we talk about. That's what we do.
Yep. Gravity, when he was talking about half price with critters, those blind boxes are basically half off. They minted at 0.06 something or 0.07. They're 0.039 on secondary. I bought one. I think they're going to actually do really well when this all picks back up. I hope at least, and if not, I'm happy to get some physical plushies and stuff, and that'll be fun. And they got a redemption they announced is coming by I think December, so there'll be that redemption period, and there's digital stuff. And then maybe we'll wrap here, but just let's show those hypers. Actually, let me pull up CryptoSlam. Let's see if we got them back up on the site. But we're tracking the Hyperliquid or Hyper EVM ecosystem now. Do we have them up? No, there was some little display issue, so we pulled it down until we fixed it. It might have even just been the icon wasn't showing. But there's the hypers. Hyper NFTs, people buying these, people spending a fortune on these things, man, thinking it's going to lead to Hyperliquid, Hyper EVM airdrops, and it almost definitely will. But the floor price is $75,000 on these, and they're selling, like, I'm going to show you the volume here. It's like, where is the time? Hang on. There you go. Multiple selling every hour. I mean, like, they're moving, and we're talking about millions in volume. I want to say it's probably over 100 million volume in the past week, which is nuts. No, we haven't seen that in NFTs in a minute, dude.
That is insane.
Yeah, 2.7 million hype. Hype is like 14. Hang on, what's hype? I gotta check because it does matter. It does matter. But it's monster numbers, and the top sale was I think like 500 or 700,000, like just monster numbers. Let me see what hype is. 40. Okay, 40. Okay, now the numbers are coming. Now the numbers are making a little more sense. All right, so let's go $50 times 2.7 mil, I think. Yeah, $135 million in sales in a week. Fucking crazy. I don't want to say we're back because we've said we're back a lot. But the other times we said we're back, we didn't see something like this. It all matters. Look, NFTs work and they make sense. It matters where they are and who's in it. Point there is like people have money and they will spend it on NFTs. It's how you package them. Telegram, those ton NFTs are doing really well too. Maybe not floor prices, but they sell out in an instant. Projects are raising hundreds of thousands of dollars. It all works. So don't let anybody tell you NFTs are dead and never coming back. They clearly work. And some of them, some of them you wish you had. I wish I had. There we go. All right, buddy. Any final thoughts from you, Cats?
No, I'll just say that, like, every time I see hype stuff, like I heard about hype, when it first started and just never got into it because I was like, no, I want to stay away from leverage trading. Like, man, so stupid. Just to have been a part of the ecosystem is, man, everybody who was a part of Hype early has absolutely printed and continues to print. It's wild, but GG's to them. It's awesome.
To get in that airdrop early on, didn't you just have to like use the platform once?
That's what I'm saying. Like, even just to, and that's what we keep talking about being early, but it's because of stuff like that. Like, this stuff happens where like just using products and like just providing them with data and testing stuff out and experimenting and like even if it doesn't lead to hype, like, man, it pays to be early to stuff and really learn this stuff. So that's why we keep telling you about it. And honestly, it's why I love that you've moved back to covering everything, because there's so much out there that as a collective we all need to know about. So it's great.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah. It's nice to be back covering it all. And we'll keep doing that, guys. And again, we'll branch out the guests to I actually would love to get, is it Jeff? I'm trying to think, Hyperliquid founder, but want him on too. I want everybody's coming. Everybody's coming. We need to talk to them all. So we're not going to miss these opportunities ever again. Cats, appreciate you coming on, co-hosting on Fridays with me. Fucking love the Friday shows. Guys, make sure you follow Cats. I'm sure you do already. If you don't, what the fuck you doing? Cats Fanatic OG or 0G. There you go. Give him a follow over there. You can follow me at Hudah_idiot. Follow the Swarm AI, the Swarm _AI. Let's get that right. And then lastly, SlamAI_XYZ. Go to the website, slamai.xyz. Check out the light paper, read it up, get ready for that ecosystem to come live with a Slam token, with some pretty spicy partners. That's the part I can't wait to start getting into and share with you guys. You'll like what you'll like what we got cooking. I'm sure of that. And our sponsor of today's show, it's PredictBase, freaking awesome prediction market over on the Base blockchain. The Predi bot AI agent, I think trading in ACP soon. Remind me, Cats, it's not live right now, right? It's not like launching markets in ACP yet.
No, that's supposed to be coming pretty soon.
Okay,
like within a week or two, supposedly.
There you go. So right now on X, you can launch markets and make bets through the Predi agent, but autonomous in ACP soon. Use it through Butler too, all that good stuff. So great shit.
Just a reminder, anything that happens through PrediBot, there's a fee on, and 25% of those fees goes to buy back and burn the token. Just, so I keep telling you about it.
Did I mention, I can't remember if I pulled it up, but they just burned, they did their quarterly burn, 400 something thousand Predi.
Yeah, 450,000 Predi.
Good chunk of tokens gone bye-bye. Subscribe to Crypto. This is too long. I got to just have a graphic that shows everything to subscribe to, whatever, but whatever. Subscribe to CryptoSlam on X and go check out the market that we launched during the show. This is for the Taylor Swift album. What's going to be the second most streamed song on the album? You got like, what, a week to go figure that out and make your bets there. So we'll check in on that next week. Guys, have a great freaking day. We'll see you Monday.
Peace.
Goodbye.